Hey, brothers and sisters, how are you? I really want to share my heart about something. I don't know, I'm a little bit discouraged, but I realize that discouragement reminds me that there's probably other people who are also feeling discouraged. And so it's an opportunity to encourage, right? Like discouragement in my own life about something is an opportunity to encourage others about the same thing. We're going through trials in our lives. We're going through some tough times, right? With the pandemic and some social issues that are taking place here in America, right? There's so much going on in the world. I mean, I think that healthy perspective is so important, but the discouragement is coming to me from a lot of my brothers and sisters in Christ. This is an encouragement and edification to my brothers and sisters who declare Jesus Christ Lord in their lives. And that's that we have such an opportunity right now to be the light and beacon of hope when so many people are grasping for straws, grasping for information or for truth, or what does it mean or what's going on. And I get this sense that there is so much lamenting and posting, in the number one platforms that we have as a voice. And instead of being the salt of the earth, and instead of being the light on top of a lampstand so that it can bring light to the room, so many are falling in line about, well, this is what I think about the social issue. Come to my side. Everybody has sides. My brothers and sisters in Christ, everybody has gotten into a side, and we're taking the opportunity and the time to say, come over here. This is what I think. We have people who agree with us and so we're actually even fighting amongst each other. And it's so disheartening because that's not what God tells us that we should be doing. We are a light to the world. This is the moment that we're supposed to be pure hope during these situations. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete and lack nothing. We are in a time of trial. We need to take these times of trial as the building of our faith and the building of our perseverance so that we may be made complete. And instead, I feel like we take a lot of these trials and these times of trials, and we fall in line with the world and saying, hey, this is what I think. This is my social perspective on the social issues. This is my perspective on the political issues. And it's like our perspective should be eternal perspective. What does God say about eternal perspective? James also goes on to say, let's be doers of the word, not just hearers of the word. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at himself in the mirror, but then immediately forgets what he looks like when he turns away. But the man who looks intently into the word that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. And what does the word tell us? What does the word tell us? What did Jesus tell us? Jesus replied, the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. That's one. That's the first command. So doers of the word is loving. Well, what does that mean, right? Well, I love God. Well, yeah, but he says with everything that you are. And it seems like we're spending a lot more time on worldly political issues, on world social issues, and digging deep on those things. And what does this mean in terms of eschatology and end times? What does this mean in terms of the apocalypse? And we go down these trails and this and that and rabbit holes and all these things, as opposed to getting into the word. How do you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind? Is jumping into his promises. What's the second command that Jesus gives? And the second is just like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's like we're in this moment in time where people, our neighbors, the people next to us, our literal neighbors, and the people down the street, everybody is about self-perseverance as opposed to how do I help somebody else right now? And so I'm a little bit discouraged, but I want to encourage you, because in the same aspect, I'm encouraging myself to, Lord, I want to seek your truth. And instead of using the platforms that we all have to talk about what's going on, I want to use it, Lord, to just declare who you are. What does it say in Hebrews 13:15? Through Jesus, therefore, let us continually offer to God a sacrifice of praise, the fruit of the lips that confess his name. And do not forget to do good and share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. He's saying that the fruit of lips that confess his name, that we should be offering a sacrifice of praise every day. And instead, my brothers and sisters, beloved, instead of offering a sacrifice of praise to everybody who's listening to us, we're offering, oh, this is what I think, this is how I see it, this is my point of view about this and about that. And that's not what he's saying. Doers of the word means having on our lips his praise at all times. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing, brothers and sisters? I'm encouraging you. Do that. Let your voice be heard, that people can stand on the truth of this news, the good news. I'm not trying to get people to say that you're on the right side or the left side of the news and you should come over here. Oh, you don't believe that, so all of a sudden you're XYZ. No, the good news says that we are all saved who would confess who God in Christ is, that we should be, on our lips should be a sacrifice of praise. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. What does that mean? That means jumping into his word. That we should love our neighbors as ourselves, as Christ loved us. What does that mean? That means not self-perseverance, not I want people to come and be on my side of the spectrum for this issue or that issue. No, who needs help? How do I help you? Who needs something? How can I serve others? I just believe that a lot of us are missing the opportunity that this situation, this global situation is giving us. And it discourages me a little bit. Because I even see some of my leaders, some of those people who hold high positions in pastoral and ministerial leadership, talking about the issues of the day 100 times more than they are talking about how there's hope in Christ, about the gratitude of being able to wake up on our bed with a pillow, with our pajamas, to even be lamenting on social media on our $1,000 phones. But yet we're lamenting about this and that, and yet we can't talk about just being grateful for all the little things that we have that we forget. Drinking our coffee outside peacefully, when there's people living in slum villages who don't have food. When there's Christians being persecuted in China and Nigeria and Egypt and Iran and Iraq. Our brothers and sisters in Christ dying, martyrs for Christ. And yet we're over here lamenting, not even being light about who God is and who he should be to people in their lives. But this is my idea of the socialist. This is my rabbit hole of a conspiracy theory. Brothers, you are the light. You are the light on the lampstand that doesn't go under a table, but should stand and be a light to the room, be a light to the city. Every word that comes out of your mouth should be to offer a continual offer of God, a sacrifice of praise, the fruit of the lips that confess his name. Brothers and sisters, are you confessing his name every day to those who would hear you, to those who would listen? How he is praiseworthy. In my own family, God has been so faithful. He has answered one of the deepest prayers that I've had in my heart. He has answered it. And there's nothing more that I want to do than offer sacrifice of praise. And I encourage you, brothers and sisters, take this time this moment. For there will be many more. There will be worse times. Can you imagine when we're in what we know is coming? If when the rubber meets the road now is a little test, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith develops perseverance. We need to develop perseverance for what's coming. This is bad, but this is not it. This is bad, but this is not it. This is a testing of perseverance. And you and I, brothers, need to heed that call, testing of our faith. And we need to be doers of the word, not just hearers of the word. Love the Lord your God with everything that you are. Seek out how you would serve your neighbor and love them as the second command. And in Hebrews, we're reminded that a continual sacrifice of praise on our lips every day, continually, is what's most important. Hearers, no, doers of the word. I love you guys. I know this went long. It's a little bit emotional for me. I love you guys so much, and I just want to encourage you, because this is what God has prepared us for, this moment in time and the time that is coming. God bless you guys.